how it feels when we're falling in love. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now.
Baby!
I wanna wake up with you.
Want me to get in there?
We can do nothing at all. So
Want me to get in the water?
So what? If you're stupid, then you know it's nothing wrong. But you and me got a whole other meaning. I don't know how. You and me just know how it feels when we're falling in love. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning.
It's really, really hot. But we're gonna try. Trying a few different things. Dudes are throwing across each other and crossing lines. Brian.
Oh, we're not crossing lines.
I've seen that line cross.
Down in.
I've seen that line cross. Oh, and he just missed a fish. Oh, shit. What do you know? Well, we'll come back when we got some fish. We're definitely gonna catch some fish today, so we'll be back. No touchy. No touchy. Look at the size of that fungus. I think you're sick, tree. Deep out in that hole. Figured almost perfectly. What is that, an 8-foot rod? 8'6", so I'm 8'6" to the bobber plus the leader length. That ought to float down there pretty much. Well, all right, guys, I tried to get the camera on, but you know, in the heat of the moment, it can be a little bit wild. But what happened was there was a fish sitting on the side, just right on the bank, right next to the trees. And I saw him, and I was working a buzz bomb. I flipped the buzz bomb out just a couple feet in front of his face, and he just immediately reacted, lunged forward, and just smashed that buzz bomb. I wish I would have got it on film because it was a really, really cool experience. And then he ran out here in the river, and it was like he hit this heavy tail out. I think a fish just jumped right behind me. He hit this heavy tail out, and it's like he went all the way down here in these heavy trees. Pan down there real quick. He went all the way down here in this heavy current down in the trees, and I'll be totally honest, I thought he was gone at that moment, but somehow I got him to turn around, got his nose turned, and he started working his way up this seam, come all the way up here by this log that I'm sitting on, and my buddy Brian behind the camera finally got him in a net. So he is a springer. So he's a little bit colored up because it's a larger fish, but it is a springer. And so I'm not too worried about it. There he is. This fish actually cut really, really well. And I'm really stoked about that. Definitely a good 28, 30 pound Chinook hatchery, as you can see. And he's got this crazy battle scar up here. It's like he must have brushed a boat, or I don't know. I wanted to say sea lion, but it's almost just rubbed off a little bit. So I think he might have brushed a rock or a boat or something. But subscribe for big old fish like that. We're gonna get back at it. We got a couple more hours to try to catch a couple more fish. Well, Brian, we're at a new spot, and you still are sucking it up, or what?
Yep. Still looking at it.
Jason's got something. A big old snag. Big old rock bass. Come on. This is Brian's big catch of the day. He caught a filleted salmon carcass among God knows how many rigs. He caught like 6 at the other spot too, so he's catching everything but the fish. Doubled up. Fish over here, fish over there. Oh God, watch them cross. And we got a second net coming out. They're bringing a net out. Doubled up. That one's bulldogging right there. He's got a minute, man. That fish is fucking running down river. Dude, what? You hit a fucking whale? Watch your head, watch your head. Nice, I seen the chrome. That one's in the net.
Come on, man.
Do it. And just demolish that bead, bro. Hold that bad boy up. Nice work, my man. Yeah. Spring Chinook, baby. Spring Chinook. Yeah, let me see that one.
Let's get the double,
Let me see that one. Yeah. You guys both got to stand right next to each other. Look at that bad boy. Yeah.
There's hatch too?
Yeah, they're both hatcheries, man. Look at that. Spring Chinook. I should go grab mine.
Yeah, here's the pig, bro.
All right, guys. Well, our group didn't catch any more fish, as you've seen. We were with some other people. They caught a couple of fish. We're only going home with one today. You know, today Jason failed, and that doesn't happen very often where I take a fish home and Jason doesn't, and so I'm kind of just soaking in this moment. I hope you're soaking it in with me. Hit that thumbs up if, you know, you think I'm a better fisherman than Jason. I'm just kidding. Make sure to subscribe, guys. Until next time, we will see you. What is going on, all my fishy friends? Hey guys, I see a lot of faces in here right now. I see old Pacific Northwest prepared outdoorsman in here. Yeah, he won our last giveaway, guys. He got a super sweet K14 quick fish that it's like from Lure Jensen back in the day, like at Hood River when they hand painted them. Yeah, that thing is gonna murder springers, bro. I know it's gonna murder springers. We got a bunch of fun stuff to talk about, you guys. Glad you could join. I hope you enjoy the oh yeah, boom, look, he's saying thanks again. Yep, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. No problem. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about, guys. Springers. Oh man, I get rallied up about springers. I do. And I mean, it's my favorite species to catch for sure. My favorite species of all time. There's nothing like a springer pulling on you. I mean, it's awesome. And then we've got let me get it down in here. Let's see. Kurt, let's see, where's Kurt? Oh. You can't hear me? Turn up your volume. Can anybody else not hear me? Let me know in the comments if you can't hear me. My buddy just came into the studio, told me he can't hear me. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Let me see here. Can you guys hear me? Everybody says sound is good. I don't know. Okay. But all right. So we got Kurt is gonna be joining us from God Sent Fishing. He was in here. He'll come back. I can add him to the live. I tried to get the 541 fisherman. I know he's down hiding in there. He's watching. I tried to get him to join, but what are you going to do? He didn't want to join. Probably had a hard day at work. It's okay. But we got so much to talk about, guys, because springers. It's springers. I was catching steelhead. You guys probably saw. I was catching steelhead just a week ago. And it's crazy to me that already, okay, we have had springers caught in the Willamette. Okay. And I got pictures. I'm not just saying, I'm going to show you. Okay. We have springers caught in the Willamette. And a springer caught all the way down on the road, you guys. That's both corners of Oregon. It's time. It's time to do it. It's time. So let me show you, okay? You guys may have already seen them. Yeah, looks like everybody can hear me loud and clear. That's good. You may have already seen them on the internet, but if you didn't, I'm going to show you, and I get a lot of hate sometimes for river dropping, but we're in this together. Come on, it's springer season. Okay, here we go. Look. Check it out. Let's see. Oh, wait. Hold on. I got to remove this one. Here we go. All right. Boom. Look. Rogue River, baby. I know exactly where that bridge is. Okay. But point is, okay, coming back here. Point is, the fish are dipping in. They're dipping in because that's like lower system. And that's definitely good on schedule because I'll be fishing still lower system, but higher up, like further away from the bay. Come like April, and if the fish are already, yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Okay, so then guys, we've got this one over here was on the Willamette right here. Check it out. Okay, I'm not sure who this person is. If you're around, if you're in the comments, I don't own this picture, guys. It just I'm in a bunch of different groups, and I can find them, and I'm not afraid to show them. Here's another one that was caught on the Willamette, guys. Boom! Look at that. Chrome, baby. Here's another one that was caught on the Willamette. Yet another one caught on the Willamette. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. Here's our guy that caught the first one. This is the first one right here. I believe it was March 6th when this fish showed up at Fisherman's Marine there in Portland. He won the prize. Which is awesome. Good for him. But that was the first reported one. Here's another photo of that's the same fish as this photo right here. Just I think this photo right here is way better. But you know what I'm saying? Come on, you gotta show the buddy too, or the guide. I'm not sure what the circumstance was here. But anyways, yeah. So, like I said, from tip to tip, guys, we're talking in the Columbia and up the Willamette and all the way over on the Rogue. That means that when Umpqua is going to start popping off, Coos is going to start popping off. We're going to start seeing, there's a unique opportunity if you got kids at Three Rivers. That's a good springer opportunity for your kids. That's going to start popping off. I'm so excited. Okay. All righty. So let's see here. What's up? 451. Right. Oh, we're giving you a hard time. I love it. Okay. All right. So I want to discuss a few things. Okay. So number one, let me do this little blip right here. I'll share my screen. Here we go. Okay. Boom. Look, we're sharing our screen. Let's go right here. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Let's go with this right here. Here we go. Okay, guys, look it. So the regulations, they got the 2-rod validation thing going on the Willamette River again from March 1st until August 15th. That's a big window, but we can run 2 rods for the old hatchery Chinook skis. That's awesome. I mean, come on, dude. 2 rods for a salmon, like, that's unheard of. It really is. Let's see. Oh, look at this. We got Don Best is chiming in here. I love it. The Sultan said that his boat has landed 3 since Thursday. Yes. I'm stoked, bro. I'm so stoked. Okay. All right. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. So I want this to be interactive too, not just me talking. So let's use the comment section as much as we possibly can. Who knows of any? I haven't digested too far. I'm going to do that here really soon in the regulations, but I haven't digested super far yet on like what we've seen change this year. I did see that they got the 2-rod validation again for the Willamette for us to troll plugs, 2 rods and all that. But is there anything else that anybody noticed? I know that I remember hearing them talking about like a new validation for fishing for Chinook in the ocean. I'm not sure if that ended up into fruition. I didn't see an option to purchase anything. We're, not really doing the ocean fishery yet, so I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen that we didn't see that like just before the season. Of course, I think they have to put them out at the beginning of the year. I might be wrong, but I was looking at the regulation updates and kind of just peering around and trying to see. One thing I noticed is that, with the old books, we had the like highlighted in yellow, all the new stuff. And it seems like with some of these e-regulations, it can be a little harder to figure out like what's new, nobody's really chimed in. I mean, maybe there's not any kind of new regulations and whatnot. Okay. Let's talk what everybody's rocking. So I went by the Central Oregon Sportsman Show. Let's see if we got Kurt in here yet. I don't see him. I'm going to send him a new invite here really quick. Email. He might have got busy. But let's just send him another one here real quick. All right, that took off. It's okay, boom. All right, and I see we got a comment. Went out to Selwood area yesterday. Here, let me pop this up here too. Went to Selwood area yesterday. Spent hours out there. Not one net flying. Checker said one was pulled yesterday out of Willamette Park. I mean, that's to be expected too. I've fished these early like this, and they're still unicorns. They definitely are unicorns. But the fact that they're traveling through and they're being caught, that's great. Nothing I have read, but you need a lawyer to understand the regs. Isn't that the truth, guys? Like, it is nutty sometimes. The regulations can be very, very weird. Okay. Anyways, I went by the Central Oregon Sportsman Show. I went early so that I could find some tasty stuff. I'm thinking that this these spin fish. Let's see. Oop, my camera's right there. They're like a hot man. It's kind of hard with the lighting going on here. Oof, man, like there we go. You can kind of see better. They're bright yellow with like hot orange speckle all over them. And I think these are going to do pretty good for the trolling aspect. And then I picked up these brads too. I thought that these, man, it's just so hard to block that glare. Can't really see. They're like super candy, man, yellow and pink. Anyways, I kind of learned to, well, you know, it's weird. It's not that I learned a new thing. I kind of went through the old school and realized something. I've been running, you know, spin fish and Brad's cut plugs and obviously shoving them full of bait and all that kind of stuff, and running like my stinger hook with a trailer because we can legally do that. But that's how I've always just kind of ran it, you know. And I seen a post the other day. It was somewhere, you know, not here in Oregon. I don't even think it was in the US, to be honest. But they were running spin fish, and then they had like matching hoochies. Oh, man, you can't even see this. Here we go. And this is by my guy, Tyler, Little Captain's Kokanee. These are super, super small. Not necessarily optimal for salmon, but I have found, though, that running just a small hoochie right behind it does a really good job of hiding that stinger in that trailer, you know, and fish have extremely good eyesight. And I don't know, when I was looking at that photo, I was like, man, I never thought to throw a hoochie behind my spin fish just to throw a little more hiding that gear, you know? So this year, I'm going to tie it up and I'm going to give that a shot. Who else runs? Like, let's start a debate in the comments. Ready? Cut plug or spin fish? Which do you guys like to run better? In my opinion, I kind of prefer the cut plugs over the spin fish, but both have, you know, been tried and true and they've both worked. But I want to know your opinion in the comments. I want to know if you are more of a you know, cut plug type runner, or even like just actual bait, you know, herring or sardine or whatever, and just cut plugging it, or whether you like to use the more spin fish type thing. Cut plugs. I like it. Look. Boom. Right there. Robert knows what's up. That's what I like cut plugs too. Let's see. I need to try that. Yeah. I mean, I thought about it, you know, it was like, I remember I was fishing a tournament once. It was bass, but I was fishing a tournament once. It was like ultra clear water. And I was just looking in the water and I was like, dude, I can see my line. Like, if I can see my line, then the fish can see my line. So I bumped down and I used a lighter diameter and I started just absolutely knocking them dead. You know, sometimes you get humbled that it's like fish have really good eyesight. And sometimes you need to take that little extra bit to try and hide your display, or even, you know, do things to lessen the amount of gear, you know, like sometimes when I'm using like a bottom rig, you know, where you have like a swivel coming up, weight drop shot on the bottom and a swivel coming up. So you got a leader coming out for, you know, like rock fishing and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll drop the leader. Like I'll just use a knot that is like a T knot, you know, so my leader can come out, and just drop that little bit of hardware so there's less for the fish to see. Sometimes that works really good. Let's see here. I'm a banky. Jail Tony says, cut plug all day. That's my boy Jason. You see him in my videos all the time. He's a fish slayer, guys. So if he says cut plug, I'm just saying. Okay. But yeah, Robert said that he's a banky. You got to get you out on a boat, man. Trolling for salmon is nuts, especially like Rogue River. The seals come flying out, dude. And then the sea lion patrol guy comes and tries to stop the sea lions from eating your salmon. And he's throwing seal bombs and shooting at them with a 12 gauge. And now your fish is running from you, and he's running from a seal, and he's running from explosions. And I'm not joking. Stuff gets crazy. So we got to get you out on a boat, man. You check out these chromers from the boat. They're nuts. I like herring better early in the season. I mean, definitely, you know, because
you got that aspect of the herring are coming into the bays right now, right? And you can find them, but they're few and far alike. And then as we start to get like in full-blown springer, the herring are going to start coming right behind them. Like when I'm out in Winchester Bay and we're fishing for springers, we can catch fresh herring to fish with easily, And I think Don's got the right idea there, that it's like, while the herring are a little more scarce in those early months, it's a great opportunity to show them a herring. Then when all of the large bulk of herring start, coming in, it's better to kind of change the dynamic and show them something a little bit different. You know what I mean? So I do like that. Jason said again, side planer with flasher and a cut plug. Yeah. Get it away from the boat a little bit, or even, I think he might be referencing to Robert, who's a banky. Yeah, he's saying that you can take a side planer, one of the bigger side planers, set it up on an entirely different rod with really, really heavy line, like a Dacron, and only your big side planer is connected to that. Then your actual fishing rod is going out to that side planer on a quick release, and you can be running like in motion with current, a cut plug with a triangle flasher literally from the bank. It can be done. We've done it in some like mag lips and stuff like that. Let's see here. What do we got? We've got Jimmy says, I've had success with quick fish with tuna bellies. Yeah. I mean, tuna bellies are another one of those staple tried and trues. You know what I mean? And quick fish. Yeah. Quick fish work. There's no doubt about that. I just definitely think quick fish, and everybody will agree, quick fish was doing a lot better when people were hand painting them. Now they're getting made in a factory and the paint schemes are all the same, and we don't have, let's just face it, these OG super badass, our fathers, fishermen that, like the saying, what was the best fish finder ever made? Well, that's grandpa. You know what I mean? Like we had these OG fishermen that were hand painting stuff based on what they knew of success. So, Lure Jensen is still obviously one of my favorites, but sometimes I feel like they're almost like that cookie cutter aspect where it's like everyone's going to have the same color, I guess. And that can't be a terrible thing, because when somebody does catch one on it, they can just be like, oh yeah, it was the double trouble, right? And then we've all got a double trouble, right? That's your chrome with both the head and the tail is the chartreuse. That's obviously been a murderer forever in the spring Chinook world. So that's a good go-to. As these fish begin to get higher up the system though, Robert doing the bankies, I like to run, obviously eggs are always great, but I've got these new stuff from Godsent, like these acorn clusters. That's going to be really, really good. These are the acorn eggs right here. And then these are the clusters. And obviously you can run in tandems and things like that. What's going to be really cool about this, and obviously I got, like every different possible color and everything. I wish Kurt was in here right now. Godsent Fishing, he makes all of these, and he can make me custom colors and things like that. But what's great is I've been in scenarios where I can use more of an artificial egg and kind of save on the my salmon eggs, because early in the season, a lot of times what I do, guys, some of my fall fish, I will save eggs because I'm a firm believer in species, right? So if I'm fishing for steelhead and I want to use eggs, I'm going to want to use steelhead eggs. I will use trout eggs because we are in the same genus family. I don't think like that matters too much. But for example, like if I'm fishing coho, I want to have coho eggs. If I'm fishing for Chinook, I want to have Chinook eggs. If I'm fishing for steelhead, I want to have steelhead eggs. And in the spring, I usually have that, like these eggs that I've safeguarded from the fall because they are Chinook salmon genus. And I don't want to go through those eggs really quick. So these give me that opportunity to be able to use these plus just a little bit of that so that it has like scent and whatnot from those eggs. So I'm still using my eggs. I just don't have to use as much of my eggs. And I think these are going to be a game changer for me on keeping more bait and more success, because we all know that, I mean, if you're tried and true like me, it comes down to that whole, you've got good bait. that you've safeguarded and you've held on throughout the year. And then that gets you into your first hen. And then that hen makes you more bait. And then you catch more fish. And then you get more eggs to make more bait. And you start that cycle again. And then ultimately trying to basically do the same thing as you're done with, as the springers start to calm down, safeguarding some of those eggs going into the fall season so you can start that chain all over again. But there is lots of guys too that also just simply run the old jig right underneath the bobber for springers, and it works. You know, like I've seen on the Umpqua, the North Umpqua, to be fair. I've seen a lot of guys bang springers on just these underneath of a bobber. They're usually always like black and dark blues and purples. They're never bright like oranges or reds. There's a little hidden tip for you, just my observation that I've seen. It seems like that does a really good job, a jig, but colors that I wouldn't really think to use, you know, purples and blues, you know, like I think to use that stuff like twitching later in the fall, but not so much in the spring, you know. So anyways, so let's see. I don't no other comments. Everybody's being quiet in the comment section. What's going on here? You know, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, do it. All right. Like we got Pacific Northwest Prepared Fisherman in here. He can personally tell you, like we do giveaways. I don't know if old Brian Johnson is in here. He was our last, we did a steelhead video and we just stopped at a spot to look at the river, like up at the high headwaters of the river. We were doing a drift, an all day drift. We just picked a random fisherman, me and the 541 fisherman. We just picked a random fisherman. His name was Brian Johnson. And we gave him, dude, I don't even know, probably $150 worth of BNR beads and just all kinds of different beads, But so if you haven't subscribed, do that, because we do all kinds of learning tutorials. We talk fish like we're doing right now. We educate. We got stuff for beginners. We got stuff for advanced guys. We give gear away. We do all kinds of stuff. And really, honestly, some of my diehard fans in here, you know, I'm surprised that nobody has noticed yet that my channel has memberships. And if you are a member in memberships, one of the perks of being a member is that I've obligated to have you in a fishing video. Now, obviously, it has some stipulations. Like, for example, if you live in Montana and you want to use that perk, it's up to you to get yourself here to Oregon to be able to be a part of it. You got to come to where we're filming. But if you're a member of the channel, and it is a paid subscription, but you can get in fishing videos, you can do all kinds of stuff. But obviously, you don't have to be a member to win stuff and stuff like that too. So I was just throwing that there. I just thought it was funny that nobody's really noticed yet that, you know, I've had people all the time. They're like, man, I would love to go drift the river with you, end up in a steelhead video or a salmon video or whatever. And I literally have a membership with a perk for that. So yeah. And obviously I got to throw this out there too. It's cheesy. I'm sorry, but you can always donate to the channel. There's an ability to do what's called a super chat, and you donate towards the channel, towards stuff that we're doing. I use that type of stuff to, you know, put stuff on the wall here that we're going to pull off, do for giveaways, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Anyways, but let's see here. I got some new comments here. We got Jimmy is saying that bobber and a jig for springers on the Umpqua, huh? I guess I'll have to try since I live in Roseburg. Oh, yeah, there you go. No, I'm telling you, man, so again, I'm not ashamed. People can hate me all they want. I don't care. We're talking North Umpqua River. We're talking up Swiftwater. You know, if you live in Roseburg, you know what I'm saying, Swiftwater. It's not like it's a secret, okay? But yeah, in those deep pocketed channels while everybody is throwing eggs, I've seen some guys go in with jigs, and like I said, they're always purple and blue and black and darker colors, but I've seen them bang them right around all dudes that are floating all different cures, you know, and it's I'll see them limit. So they're catching 2 and they're like mixed in between all the other fishermen and all the other eggs and presentations and everything. And it's like, it's not hard to notice that the salmon ignored everything else and went to that jig, so maybe worth a try. Yeah. And then let's see here. We got, Jimmy saying, quarter ounce, he's guessing. So the jig doesn't necessarily matter when you're fishing that deep hole up there, because at Swiftwater, you got to use like a 3-ounce bobber, something that's like way bigger and heavier. And it can be kind of hard to get a hold of a 3-ounce salmon stalker bobber. But, right behind that big current flow is where the fish are hanging out. And you got to have that heavy salmon stalker, like 3 ounce. They do even do the 4 ounces. But the idea is that that's got to drop down, in the topography of the river, like immediately after that, like rapid, because there's a deep pocket hole underneath of it, and that's where the fish are hanging out. So if you're using, a 1-ounce bobber or something like that, you're drifting right over the hole and you're never even dropping down to the fish. So you can see where the size of the jig doesn't necessarily matter so much, because the bobber weight, the 3-ounce bobber weight or whatever, is shoving this all the way down there really quick and fast. So, but yeah, I would base pretty much the size of jig that you want to use off of that bad boy, the hook, right? Because as you change size of your jig, it's going to translate to hook. And like this one I'm holding right here, I want to say is a 1/4 ounce. And to me, I don't know if I want to fight a Springer on that small of a hook. I think I might want something a little bigger. just my opinion. So, anyways, okay. All right. So in this coming months, I'm going to try to get up to the Willamette. I know for sure that the channel, we have scheduled to do a sturgeon endeavor. I got a buddy that has never caught a sturgeon, and I just think that's absolutely asinine, because we can go put him on a giant sturgeon in no time. So we're going to go do that, and we're going to film that. But obviously, while I'm up on the Willamette with all these springers running around, what do you think is going to happen? Well, obviously, I'll probably launch it like Fred's. I'll probably want to go like fish sturgeon up towards like Swan Island, and there's a lot of space in between to troll. And then I don't think it'll take too long to catch a sturgeon or two and make his body sore. If you know, you know. And then I can start trolling back and maybe we'll hook some sturgeon, and maybe we'll get lucky enough to hook a Springer all on the same day. That would be a freaking sweet video, dude. Sweet video. But who knows? But so I'm planning on being in the Willamette area pretty soon. So I'll do my due diligence to keep you guys updated on what's going on with them. And if you follow the channel too, you know that I do the steelhead report, and steelhead season is all but over. That's why I haven't released a new steelhead report. Maybe I should start doing the like spring Chinook report. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Like if you enjoy the steelhead report, I might be able to do the same thing for like spring salmon report. Sometimes I get death threats over them, but you know what? That's okay. I like telling you guys where the fish are, and I like telling you what's up, so whatever, it's all good. The support that I receive from you guys in return, the haters can hate, I don't mind at all. But looks like I got some people that are saying that would be awesome. Yeah, I got guys. Oh, and that reminds me, in April, I'm gonna be hitting the Rogue for springers. A whole bunch. Okay. The lower sections of the Rogue. And I got a buddy who I also tried to get on the live stream tonight, but he couldn't make it. But his name is Brandon, and I want to show you this right here. Here we go. I just kind of took a screenshot. But anyways, Brandon, he runs Fish in the Elements Guide Service. And you can see right there, we got his phone number right there, 541-660-2650. Brandon is going to be, he's got seats available in April. And like, dude, I mean, look at the man's picture. Okay. Like, I've known him for a long time. This dude knows the Rogue. He knows the steelhead. He knows the salmon. He knows all of that, dude. He does it all the way from Gold Beach all the way up to, Coal River Fish Hatchery. So he knows like all of the sections of the Rogue. And if he has seats available in April, I'm telling you, whoever's in those seats on his boat down in the lower section of the Rogue, they're getting into some springers. And they're going to be big, fat, giant chromers getting chased by sea lions and crazy stuff like I was saying earlier. Okay. I want to say it's $200 a seat. He's a good guy. He's a good fisherman. He will put you on the fish. I told him that although he couldn't join the live tonight, I would still shout out to him and his company for sure. Definitely got to go and fill those seats, guys, because he's not going to have seats available for too long. I can promise you that. Another big shout out again to Kurt with God Sent Fishing and all the wonderful stuff that they do and do for my channel, do for the fishing community, the stuff that they do for veterans, guys. Like, that should hit it home right there. Like, that company takes care of veterans. You know how many times I've stopped by the God Sent factory over there in Waldport, okay? And I'll stop by to go see Kurt, see what colors are working over there on the, I'm going to do this right because I've had a lot of you criticize me, on the Alcy, not Alcy, Alcy. Anyways, check in with Kurt, and he's got veterans in there, like not one, not two, multiple. And he's taking these guys and he's helping, putting them to work and keeping them busy and keeping their spirits up. And there's money donating, getting back into veterans and everything. Great company. And they make really good stuff too. So definitely big shout out to Kurt as well. And he's going to be going with me in April to the Rogue. So he'll be in those videos. But I see here we've been live for 45 minutes. We've talked a whole bunch. Just wrapping up. Like I said, we've got fish, guys. We've got the springers. They're coming into the old Willamette River. We're seeing lots and lots of fish already getting banged in the Willamette. We got this fish right here that showed up down in the lower Rogue. We got salmon coming into the state of Oregon from tip to tip. I haven't heard anything going on in like the Umpqua Bay and whatnot. I would not doubt, though, that if you were in like the Umpqua Bay or you were in like the Coos Bay, that those fish are not bumping in. Like, there probably is some fish that are already pushing up the river, but I'm almost certain that right now they're at least bumping in and out of the bay with the tides. You know what I'm saying? So they're staging outside of the bay, out in the ocean. And then when the high tide is coming in, they're pushing their nose and coming up into the bay, right? And they're checking it all out because they're still in the salt water, and that metamorphosis isn't, beginning to take its toll on the fish at all yet. And then a lot of them are actually just turning around, and when the low tide starts to go out, the outgoing tide, they'll push back out into the ocean before the group, societally all decides that it's like, hey, it's time for us to start moving up the river. But I'm almost certain that if we're seeing fish up into the Willamette, we're seeing fish up into the Rogue, there's no reason to believe that stuff like the Coos and the Umpqua and the Tillamook Bay and, all of those are not seeing fish being pushed in and out on those tide phases. So get out there, get those fish. I'm going to do the same thing. It's time for me to go hang out with the family because I'm a big family man too. So again, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Definitely go check out God Sent Fishing. Definitely go check out Brandon Rainwater with Fish in the Elements Guide Service. Check them all out, guys. Until next time, we'll see you.